Hello, Wei Suyen.
Hi,
Lo.
sorry, that's have some audio problem.
Hi, Tran. Where are you from? Are you from Thailand?
I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay, that was close. All right, guys. By the way, feel free to turn on your cameras to make it a live event for you. All right, cool.
Just one moment. Just one
Hello,
moment.
Wei. And yeah, Cześć, Katarzyna.
Hi, I'll be joining in for a bit to get some stuff on. I'm on the road actually, so I'll join in a bit. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nika. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you, Andre?
Yeah, that was good. Are you in India or somewhere else?
Well, no, I'm in London actually, and I'm doing my MBA at Bain Business School. You might know it as CAS Business School.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Very cool. Which
Yes.
semester?
It's the second semester, so it's only 1 year in the UK. So I'm in the final term. It ends in August.
Mm-hmm.
So I have got to start making job applications. Spent a lot of money already, you know.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Basically, but that's a good invest in your future, definitely.
I believe so.
Yeah. All right, cool. Then enjoy the show. I will continue to welcome other participants. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Ashish Gupta. We have even
hello
here. Yeah. Guru.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Guru. Where are you from?
From Malaysia. Hi,
Okay.
Andre. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we have so many time zones here. Guys, please, by the way, feel free to write a little bit about yourself also in the chat, like your name, where are you coming from, a little bit about your background. And by the way, just right now, I am also starting our translation on YouTube so that we can start. And if you want to participate in discussions, feel free also to like the video or share it with your friends and leave a comment over there. Yeah, and we're just about to start. So let me maybe briefly share the link with all of you on YouTube here in the chat. Where do we have chat? So we have so many participants here. I don't see the chat button. Okay.
I thought I'll start with the chat, so.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have Mubashra. Hello, I just changed the name to my origin name. Okay, yeah, that's correct. Hi to you. Hi, Alif. I'm Nika, originally from New Delhi, India, currently studying MBA at Bayes Business School, formerly CAS in London. Yeah. All right, cool. Very warm welcome. Then those two we have here. We have Ashish, we have Bianca, we have Daniel, we have Alif, we have Guru, we have Hassan Ahmed, we have Isabel Ferreira, James Silva, Mark Lesnar. Oh, Mark, if I'm not mistaken, we've met last year. I hope you're doing well, and greetings to New York. How are you doing? If you can hear me. We have Mudassir, we have Nuria, we have Patricia, we have Stefan Catorce, I hope I pronounced it right. We have VK, we have Virginia, Katarzyna. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so Wei, hi, I'm Wei Xian, or you can call me Kim. I always loved it. Like everyone from Asia has a different name. Like, hi, I'm Wei, but you can call me Kim. Pursuing an MBA at IE Business School. All right, cool. Now in Singapore, Pennsylvania. All right, very cool, very nice, good. So we also have Guru from Malaysia, a full-time MBA at Warwick Business School and currently based in the UK. Nuria from Spain, doing an MBA in HR in Pennsylvania, US, and Hassan from Lebanon, Sabah al-Khair. I'm currently a full-time MBA in Manchester Business School. All right, cool. Ashish Gupta, greetings of the day. Ashish, this side, born and brought up in India, currently residing in Berlin, Germany for the past 2 years, and currently pursuing an MBA in sustainable mobility from the TU Berlin. Yeah, grüß dich, Ashish. Yeah, Monia from Morocco.
And a lot of people pursuing MBA in the UK. I think it'd be good to share my LinkedIn then to connect with them later.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Guys, use it as a networking opportunity. So Neha just shared her LinkedIn. Feel free to add her. And if we are already talking about this, my name is Andre. I was born and raised in Ukraine. I started my career in Kiev office of Berger, and then continued and did my studies also in business administration in Germany, in Bavaria, and continued my career later in Munich office. Yeah, I've been part of the recruiting team. I've interviewed candidates in Western Europe, in what we call DACH region. This is Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, where I'm currently living. And during my 6 years in consulting, especially at Berger, I have been working completely like 30 missions in 10 countries around the world, also in Western Europe, Central Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia, in the Middle East, spent like 1.5 years in Dubai. Yeah, and it's already 3.5 or 4 years back, 2019, I founded Consulting Masters. And together with my team, I am extremely privileged that more or less over the past 3 years, we have helped roughly already 600 people to get on the job. It's currently, the actual count is 597. So I'm very much excited to welcome 3 more candidates in the coming days and weeks, so that we finally can connect the 600 mark of our alumni in consulting. All right, cool. So let's get it started. Let's start our webinar. Oh, I can see the tension right now, and in the chat, it's becoming very lovely. Very good. And yeah, I also have here Anton and Anastasia by my side. Anton is this great smiling guy in the room. Yeah, I can make myself also more intelligent, Anton, if you admit.
Wow.
Well, welcome to the club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Do I look now better as a professional consultant? Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
Yes. Now I feel in the consulting mood, actually.
Nika, would you pay now 1,000 euros more on the daily basis for my work because of these classes? I'm just kidding.
Of course, yes. Now I'm going to take you seriously now.
I like this. What do you think?
Well, now you seem like my professor.
All right, cool. Very, very good, guys. So, yeah, I've been also part of the recruiting team at RB, and I had a privilege to select candidates in Western Europe for Germany, Austria, and Switzerland offices, as well as I was involved partly in some recruiting activities in Kiev office for internship positions, and also in Dubai when I was spending my time there on the project. So, and therefore, I want to share with you some of the knowledge which helped me to become a consultant. And let's discuss currently the preparation plan for tonight. By the way, if you are watching this video on YouTube, feel free to put a like, subscribe to our channel in order to stay tuned, because we have more live events almost every week. Feel free also to visit our webpage and have a call with this pleasant gentleman, Anton, who can help you to advise on the way forward if you are really serious about consulting journey and how we can help you to get there. Share, of course, this material with your friends. So I would be really very grateful if you could tag us on your social networks, either on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever you are using. And thanks for the good word of mouth. So as for today, we are going to talk more in details about the strategic plan for your preparation. So let's say in 6 months from now, you would like to actually become McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Roland Berger, Strategy, and Oliver Wyman, or whatsoever consultant. How actually to get there? And I just want to explain you a few fundamental things that you need to understand. Well, it's a highly competitive industry, and every year roughly 200,000 people apply for just 2,000 jobs at McKinsey, just to give you as an example. So they really take only 1% of the applicants, and 99% actually get out selected. So one of the job or good jobs is, of course, first of all, to get invited to that. I would definitely recommend you to go to our YouTube channel, Consulting Masters, and watch other webinars which are dedicated to related topics, like what should be your application plan. There is a webinar on that. Or how you should complete your CV or your cover letter. What are the do's and don'ts? How to position your profile over this. So we have last 2 years completed several webinars which are dedicated to these specific topics. And feel free to refer to them, to subscribe to the channel, to stay tuned. And in those webinars, you will find really detailed explanations with all key steps. So it's worthwhile visiting. Or the other good thing is, instead of applying through the website, it's better to apply through networking because it's more efficient. It's actually how you can get recommended or get referred within the company, which really boosts your chance, because then you don't need to compete against hundreds of other profiles which are just automatically scanned through the system. But then at least you get a chance for a personal review through the recruiter. So therefore, also refer to that networking advice that we are given to you in our webinars, or speak to one of our experts, because it makes a huge difference. Or the other thing is, you need to get ready also for the interviews, and that's actually what I would like to talk to you about. And please continue to be active in the chat, either on YouTube to leave your comments, or on Facebook, or here on Zoom. We will try to answer all of you and get back to you, even if we haven't answered this in the webinar right now. So Anton, I would kindly request you basically to watch out on what's happening in the chats, because I want to have this like a lively discussion with you guys. I don't want to be a lecturer or teach you something. I want to, if you have any questions, then I am really more than welcome to answer all of them. So let's imagine the situation. You know that you will be invited for an interview. Let's say you've successfully applied to one of the leading firms, and your interview date has been confirmed. So let's say in 2 or 3 months, you have your interview scheduled. It's certain right now. So we will leave all the steps behind it, yeah, and we just focus on that event. So first of all, my congratulations. It already means that you are better than 90% of other candidates, because only 10% actually pass to the interview stage. So all 90% of the candidates are behind right now. But the problem is that out of the remaining 10%, then they will only take 1%. So basically, out of 10%, you need to become that 1%. And if I were again in this position, how I would act in that? Well, I need to say that in the interviews, you need to get ready for 3 key elements. One is test. Second is personal fit part. And third is case interview. So I would even strongly recommend to all of you guys to take a list of paper and a pen and to make the notes or to type in your computer, because now what I will be talking about is really important. So it's a hot stuff. So first of all, the test. I would say that most of the consulting firms, whether you refer to MBB or so-called Tier 1 consulting firms, most of them, especially if you are graduating from bachelor's or master's or MBAs, you would probably need to pass a test, first of all. For McKinsey, it's a Malus test. BCG has its own test, same as Bain. Oliver Wyman has really complicated test. It's highly numerical. Or Roland Berger has a test which tests your numerical skills, your logical skills, and your linguistic skills. So be really ready for these kind of tests. In order to prepare to them, I would probably strongly recommend you to practice up and down your mental math. So you really need to become very quick on the test, especially in your mental math. Like, for example, multiplications, additions, divisions, percentages, I don't know, you need to be able to multiply double-digit number with another double-digit number, and this very quickly in your head. You need to read data, read the charts, start even solving small cases on the paper, do multiple choice very, very quickly. And this is absolutely inevitable. This is a strong skill that you need to develop right now. Because if you don't pass the test, you are an idiot. Sorry for telling this blankly, but you are just wasting your time and wasting your chance. And if you are rejected, remember one thing: you are out of the process for the next 18 months, because they ban your profile. You cannot reapply for another 18 months. First of all, you need to gain another experience. For example, I don't know, if you are a bachelor student, it's worthwhile to do master degrees and only then reapply. Or you need to do another internship or another job before you can reapply. So in fact, you only get this one chance in once in 2 years with one company. Of course, you also have other companies to apply, but with one company, you only have one chance. So guys, don't waste it. If you are don't taking this seriously, please leave this room. I don't want to even have you in this webinar. You really need to take it very seriously, and you need to work your fucking ass off in order to get there, because it's just 1% who make it to the bar. I'm not exaggerating. The figures are speaking for themselves. So first thing is, please really get ready to the test. It's simple. It just requires your practice. It just requires doing mental math up and down and practicing. If mental math is something which is a weak point for you, then just spend 1 hour a day on mental math. And I'm pretty sure that within 1 month, you will be already way better than before that. That's why you have this window of opportunity of several weeks, up to 2 or 3 months before the interview is scheduled. So use this time wisely. So if I'm a liar, for example, let's say I don't even have a business background, and I am completely not okay with math and all that stuff. I just, let's say, it was my luck to get invited by BCG, Bain, or whatever the company is. Then I will still take it seriously. Then it's like my handicap, and I need to work on it in order to compensate it, because I will be, and my profile will be competing with someone who has completed an MBA, with someone who has studied business, you know, and I need to show all of them that I'm better, or at least I am as good as I am in that. So just to give you one specific example, as I told you, I am from Ukraine. I was born in Ukraine, and German was not my mother tongue. But now I can freely communicate in German. And that's to the fact that I've been working in consulting in German. And I can tell you that solving cases in English is tough. But solving cases in Germany makes it extremely difficult, especially if your proficiency in that language is not up to the standard. And that was exactly my fact, my handicap. But it was absolutely clear to me that for the recruiter, I'm just 1 out of the 100. And I need to prove to them that I'm as good or even better than most of my German colleagues and most of my German counterparts. In order to get into consulting, I needed to prove myself to everyone that I can openly and freely communicate in German, that there will be no trouble of sending me to German clients. And that kind of level of proficiency that you need to develop, that I developed 10 years back from now. And that's the standard that you should also apply whenever you are preparing for a consultant. So that should be your winning attitude. You got my point, guys? Can you please put yes or no in the chat so that I can see whether you agree, whether you are following? Yeah, Virginia, yes, yes. Stefan, Mark, yes. Jane, okay. All right, good. I'm very happy that you're with me. So that was one. That was about the test. Now let's talk about the second one. It's about personal fit part. So every interview lasts for 60 minutes, and it consists of 3 key parts. Yeah, I see that someone raised the hand.
Yes, Andre. So before moving on to the next test, I just wanted to ask for any of the sources that we can use to practice for the very first preliminary test.
Well, yeah. Well, if you basically in the internet, you can find a lot of sources. If you simply search for GMAT preparation or numerical test preparation or logical test preparation. If you want to get coached on that, and if you want to get more precise advice, so for example, if to give you an example, McKinsey has a specific test which is called imbalance gain. It's different than what BCG, Bain, or other companies is doing. So for every test and for every company, we have developed more specific guidelines. And if you want to purchase this, feel free to reach to our company, visit our website, consultingmasters.com, or during this webinar, you will, Anton, feel free to send the link to your calendar. You can book the call with Anton, with our client manager, and he can advise you what could be your steps forward and how we can help you on every step of the process. Because of course, obviously, we are providing help from A to Z, which includes also support in the test preparation, in the applications, in the documents polishing, in networking, in CV, cover letter, in personal feeds, in case studies, basically up to becoming a superstar consultant. So feel free to get in touch with Anton. Anton, could you, or Anastasia, could you just share the link to your calendar? Here in the message. So yeah, if you want to get tailored information, we have all of this in our database, and feel free to get most out of it. All right, cool. Do we have any questions? Any more questions, or shall we move to the personal feed part? All right, sounds like silence. So let's go to the next one. So interview. Interview usually consists of 6 to 8 consecutive interviews, which could be split in several interview rounds, like 1, 2, or 3. But generally speaking, we're talking about 6 to 8 interviews, 1 hour each, more or less. And guys, now it becomes really interesting. You need to pass each and every of them. I repeat, you need to pass 6 to 8 interviews before you can actually get an offer. If you bump 1, you're out. 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 So you have 6 interviews.
Thanks for the echo effect. I mean, it sounded scary the very first time, but the echo made it,
Yeah, I just want to express it clearly to you, because maybe you didn't understand that out of 200,000 applicants, only 2,000 get a job. Like 2,000 sounds good, but 200,000 actually means that, yeah, 99% will get rejected sooner or later. And it's really hard to get inside. So I'm not exaggerating. That's why you have no chance for failure. Because if you, Niha, will fail 1 interview, sorry, nothing personal, but I will take Hassan, who has polished and has done all 8 interviews in a row, So that's why you need to get ready to every interview round. I think there is another raised hand in the chat, right? Hassan, can you maybe briefly introduce yourself and ask a question?
Yep. Yeah, actually, I'm Hassan Ahmad. I'm currently a full-time MBA student at Alliance Manchester Business School. And actually, I'm in a recruiting process with a consulting firm right now for a senior consultant role. And luckily enough, like I have my third interview tomorrow, and it should be with one of the partners of the company. I already passed two interviews, and I did a case study that I passed apparently. And I need some tips if it's possible to know like what to expect where while like meeting with the partner directly.
Brief answer. I mean, we have now a little bit different aspects of the webinar, but a brief answer is, well, first of all, I need to admit my congratulations that you have come so far. Not everyone comes actually that far, and it's really good. So, guys, can I just ask you for one thing? While I'm talking to Hassan, you keep your fingers crossed that tomorrow it all works for him, okay?
Hopefully.
So just focus the energy so that it works for Hassan. Partner interviews are difficult because they can go in different directions. If the first two interview rounds, they were structured, it was about personal fit parts and about the case. With a partner, it can go everywhere. It could go really, really deep into your stories, into your background. It can go also really, really deep in the case, in every aspect of the case. For example, in brainstorming, but really, really deep. Not in the breadth, but in the depth. That's the peculiarity. Or it can go really, really deep in the math, or it can go really, really deep in discussions, in argumenting, in all that stuff. Because the partner, what is the peculiarity about the partner interview? Partner should really, before he can give you an offer or she can give you an offer, he or she needs to be very sure that Hassan Ahmad, as a senior consultant, could be sent out next month somewhere to Saudi Arabia where he doesn't know anyone, and where the project is burning and something is going really bad. And Hassan is coming back in 2 months and says, "Sir, yes, sir, mission accomplished." So
Yeah.
your partner tomorrow will need to make a decision about your client readiness, which means whether you are ready for the client, whether you are a value add for the team, for the company, for the partner himself, whether he can pitch your profile and place you and sell you actually very well to the customers, whether you bring more benefits or more problems with you. That's and the partner needs to like you. So be handsome, smile, relax. If he penetrates really deep in your mind, just relax and enjoy it. And always stay friendly and do your very, very best. And you need to show him that you are bulletproof, that you can step up and keep with the pressure, that you can always handle it. So be sovereign, stay cool, push back if needed, be confident in yourself, but not overconfident, just confident in yourself, down to earth, smiling and very energetic and entertaining with him. And if you know his or her name, do your home task, search as much as you can so that at the end of the day, you can find a really, really nice conversation topic with that person. Yeah, Hassan, don't, by the way, stop preparing right now or until then. It's just very important that you go earlier to bed today, and that you can enjoy your sleep and maybe do some morning exercise tomorrow, so that you are in a good mood and in a good shape. You know, it's like in the sports to a certain extent. So I hope that helps you. And by the way, what do you think about that? Feel free to write in the comments. What else would you recommend to Hassan, or how did you find the tips that I have provided? Whether it's useful for you, and let's keep the fingers crossed for that guy. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much, Andre. That was like really helpful.
Sure, welcome. All right, do we have any more questions, or shall I finally move to the second part of the interview?
Hello, I have one question.
Yes, Isabel, can you maybe briefly introduce yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, so here you said that we would have 6 to 8 interviews. I would like to know more specifically what are these kind of interviews, because I'm not used to have so many interviews, so I'd like to know like if it's any specific topic in each of them, or like how it works.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I was just about to talk about it. So yeah, thanks for this. Isabel and everyone else watching, basically, those interviews, they have a very similar structure, each and every of it. It's about 45 to 60 minutes each, and they consist of 3 components. At the beginning, you have personal fit part. The second part is the case interview part, and the third one is whenever you have time to ask questions to your interviewer. So let's say, Isabel, you are a candidate and I'm your interviewer. I could be at the first stage either someone from HR, or I could be a more junior consultant, like senior consultant, or maybe manager. Later, as we go through the process, I might become principal or senior manager. And at the very end, like in Hassan's case, I will be the partner or managing director of the region. So as you see, it usually goes hierarchy higher and higher. However, in some firms, it might become ridiculous because it actually starts with the partners and then goes to the middle management. So, but usually in most of the cases, it's going upwards and not downwards. So now let's talk about the first part of the interview. So out of this 60 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, will be dedicated to the what we call personal fit part. Personal fit part is what you and everyone else watching can actually very well prepare to. It's the questions about yourself. It's by the way, I would strongly recommend you to go to our website, consulting-masters.com. And there you can find a chapter with a video course where the preparation for every stage of the interview is dedicated to a special video course. So there are the questions that are highly standardized, more or less. So this could be like, first of all, like, can you briefly introduce yourself? Hi, Isabel, can you briefly introduce yourself? There is a certain manner how you should briefly introduce yourself. Not in 10 minutes, but just ideally in 90 to 250 seconds. That should be your part. And there is also a clear structure how to do that. Or another question could be like, Isabel, I can see that you have studied law in the past. Why do you actually want to work in consulting? Like, why consulting? Or, Isabel, why do you want to join our company? And there is, again, like, so these kind of motivational questions, why this, why that, why this, so etc. There is a certain way how to answer them, certain structure, and you can prepare this kind of questions already to be ready for this part of the interview. And then they move on to different types of questions, like where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Where they go really deep into your background, like, oh, I can see, Isabel, that you were working at the company XYZ and doing the project about, I don't know, ABC. What skills have you learned at this project, etc. So they can really get really very deep. Or another type of questions that they might be asking is also about your skills. At McKinsey, they call it PEI, so personal fit part. For example, Isabel, can you maybe tell me an instance where you showcased your leadership skills? Or can you maybe tell me about the situation? How did you solve a conflict situation? Or etc. etc. So there are different types of situations and different types of questions that they are usually asking during these interviews, and we cover 99% of all of it in the course. And by the way, if you also want to find out even more about it, you can also feel free to go to our YouTube channel and look and watch the webinars, which are dedicated specifically to the personal fit part of the interview. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. I would just like to ask, you probably are aware about the STAR method.
Yes.
So should we use it? Do you think it's a good method?
We have improved this method even further. So what Isabel is referring is what we call, or what Isabel calls, STAR method. STAR is an abbreviator. I also wrote it in the chat. So S stands for description of the situation, T of the task, A of approach, and R for results. That's a good standardized framework, but if you want to prevent drill down nasty questions from the partner and other freaking unpredictable situations, I will strongly recommend you to add 2 more letters to this. So H at the very beginning, staying for a headline, and L like your learnings at the very end. So that you start with a headline, like let's say I was asked about my leadership experience, and I would say, oh, maybe let me tell you about the situation when I was leading a 20 head team from 5 countries in a very challenging environment. So that's as a headline, where I provide also some facts. Then I talk about the situation in the as situation, task, approach, results framework. And then at the very end, I also added a few learnings, I would say something like that. So what I learned out of this situation were 2 main things. Number 1, blah, blah, blah. Number 2, blah, blah, blah. And nowadays, I'm always trying to use it further, so to say, and I hope that helps. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have another hand raised.
Just to make sure I understand, the STAR is situation, test, ask, and result, correct?
Situation, task, approach, and results.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Do we have any other questions or comments, or shall we move to the next one?
If no one has more questions, I just wanted to ask something more about like the type of questions like, oh, why should I hire you, or like, why do you want to join our company? These type of questions is to hear some particular story or some specifically from our experiences, or it's just like, oh, I want to join your company because it's a big company. I identify myself with the ethics of the company and this type of response.
Isabel, did I ask you about why do you want to join my company, or did I ask you why I should hire you?
I think it talked about why if I wanted to join the company.
No, you told me like, why should I hire you was the question, right? At the very beginning. So you
yeah.
told me like, if you were asked the question, why should I hire you? But in fact, you gave me the answer to the question, why you would like to join the company. And that's
yes,
absolutely different.
Yes, I mistake myself. I wanted to say, why should I, no, like why I want to go to this company, like why McKinsey.
And there are also certain ways how to answer this question perfectly, so that people really want to hire you.
Okay, but what are the type of responses that we can give here?
The type of the responses is basically, let's say, if it was me, I would pick the 3 best reasons why I would like to join this company, this office, and this specific practice, and maybe even this team, and structure it. And there is also a certain way how to structure it. Ideally, Isabel, you can watch the webinar about the personal fit part, and if you really want to advance in that, because in my webinars I'm only covering, I don't have enough time to go into really deep things. I'm covering like top of the iceberg. But if you really want to advance yourself, I would strongly recommend you to visit the website of Consultant Masters and to go to the video course. And there you have interview preparation course, and you can purchase it. And there you have the dedicated training with all the guidance, how to develop your stories, like what are the questions, what should be the answers, how to formulate your answers, what are the templates, what are the examples, what is the specific logic, what is the attitude, what is the mindset that you should have, what are the do's and don'ts, and all that stuff. Like if you really want to take this seriously, just go and visit it. By the way, Anton just shared the link with everyone to the website so that you guys can have a better understanding of this. Because, sorry, but I can't cover actually everything to all the topics in just one webinar. And then you can also talk to Anton, book a call with him. Anton, can you share the link to the website, please, and also to your calendar right now in the chat so that everyone can see this? And then, yeah, so our website is consultant-masters.com. Feel free to click and visit it here. And Anton is also, you can book a free consultation with Anton to discuss your specific situation and the way forward for you towards consulting. So that's in the nutshell. Oh, and I also see the question from Ellen. Hi, Andre. Speaking of leadership, is the skill only related to leading a group of people? As students, we don't have many opportunities to actually lead people. What kind of examples come to your mind in this case, please? Alec, to answer your question, so I was pretty active, like socially engaged person. I used to have experience even during my studies when I was a president of a students club or some sort of committee during my university years. And that was the experience that I showed the leadership. Or maybe you were, I don't know, captain at the soccer club, or maybe you were doing a case competition or group work during your studies and had some tough deadline, and you helped the group to get arranged and to complete the task. So that could be a good example that you can bring up. Okay. So I hope that we basically covered all of this. And now turning back to the actual topic. So how to prepare yourself. Yeah, I see. Thank you. Okay. All right, cool. So now how to prepare for the personal feedback. Guys, are you still with me, or are you lost? Just give me the thumbs or put in the chat whether you are able to follow.
Here.
We still with you.
All right, perfect. Very cool, Jane. So, yeah. By the way, feel free to write on YouTube or in the chat whether you like the content. Just leave the comments. It would be also very nice to hear some of your feedback. One moment, a cup of tea. So, how would I prepare? If I were you, I would refer to one of the courses which can explain you the clear structure. So if I'm, let's say, I would go to YouTube, let's say, watch the webinar of consulting masters or others related to the topic of the personal feed part of the interview, understand what are the questions. Start gathering the information. Maybe I would buy the course because I think it's one of the cheapest ways to train yourself. I would basically understand what are the questions, what are the expectations, what should be my structure, what should be my stories. Like Isabel or I don't know, I don't remember who was it, told about this STAR framework. It's a good framework, but it's just part of the truth. And it's only like you have very fragmented pieces of information, and your job is to pick everything together. So like a good course or a good research can really help you to pick all the information together into a puzzle, into a big picture. And then I will set up an Excel or use our template, which we provide in the course. And I will, for every question, I will start formulating my answers in the proposed structure. And I will simply start learning them by heart or start practicing them with my girlfriends or with some friends or with some, like, so that I can have this lively practice. Then when I'm ready with this one, I will find a partner to practice, or ideally, if you really want to stress test yourself, if you really want to have a good guidance, especially to understand what are the questions and how do people ask them in the real interviews, I would turn to an expert and maybe do a few coaching sessions in order to have like really stress test situation, and also receive the necessary feedback and reviews from real life consultants or recruiters, because that's exactly what we also provide to our clients. So if you, Niha, is ready with your stories, background. So you come, we have a session, we simulate what they do specifically at the first interview round with BCG, or at the second interview round with McKinsey, or final interview round with Strategy End, or whatever the company is. And we make you bulletproof ready. We tell you what is the feedback, where you still need to work on, what to improve, etc., what should be the plan, and so on and so forth. That's what we do for our clients, actually, in fact, and in order on their way to accompany them to. So that's regarding the first part. Now, before we move to the case part, do we have any more questions on the personal fit part regarding the preparation, the structure, the questions, your plan for that, or can we move to the next part?
Excuse me, I have one question. Hello,
Yes,
can you hear me?
Yeah, please
Sorry.
briefly introduce yourself and ask.
Okay. Thank you very much for your presentation. As you mentioned before, we probably need like the 6 months to prepare. So I would like to know, I mean, the specific hours per day, because we also have a different schedule. So I want to calculate how many hours I need to focus on the preparation of the consulting interview.
It depends hugely on your schedule, and it depends hugely on your level. You know, it's such an individual game that I have seen really, really brilliant guys who grasped it in, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks. They were working hard, very intense. They spent like 6 hours a day on preparation, and they mastered it in 3 to 4 weeks. Actually, these were the fastest guys that I have. And I also saw, I need to be honest here, I saw other guys who were maybe less talented or less hardworking. They spent 12 months and still were not there. So some, I can tell you this only after we have our first interview simulation, after we have our first results, because it's all individual.
So as far as you know, like the average. I mean, like the average.
I wouldn't talk about average here. I would talk about median, because there
median.
are
Okay, cool.
There are people who are
like statistics.
more and people who are less. So the median lies, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks of intense preparation. Intense doesn't mean all day, but it definitely means few hours daily plus weekly.
Got it.
If you're working or you're having other commitments. But it's all possible. And the good thing about personal fit part is that it's easier to prepare that. It's like one-time invest compared to case interview preparation. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. All right. Then let's move on maybe to the next part if we don't have questions. Okay, yeah, I see here also case related question. So now we shall go to the case interview preparation. Well, what is the case? A case could be a business situation. So it usually starts, let's say Hassan is a candidate. I am the partner interviewing him, and to answer Stefan's 14 question about what are the market cases that could be used here. So Hassan, you are probably interviewing for Middle East. So I can tell you, I can ask you one market sizing question. Hassan, do you like football?
Yes. Football? Not really, to be honest.
Can you maybe help me and tell me how many footballs or balls for football have been used during the last championship in Qatar?
So
That could be,
yeah.
you don't need to ask this, but this could be just another example of a market sizing case, which just came up to my mind when I was
It is an estimation.
okay, Hassan is interviewing for Middle East. What we have in the Middle East, oh, probably you guys have heard about Qatar Worldwide Cup. So yeah, let's test his logic, how he would estimate market sizing.
Do you want me to answer that?
No, I don't want you to answer,
okay.
because we are just focusing today on a different topic. Yeah, but Hassan, is it something real what you could expect in the interview tomorrow, or what could have been asked? Like, yeah.
Yes, I'm expecting something like this, because at the end of the day, they don't want like the exact answer. They want to test how really you can estimate. So you can like say, okay, in the World Cup, let's say there is 50 matches. In each match, they may change the ball like 5 times or 6 times.
Let's not go to the detail, because there are even, if you want to get more details on that, again, refer to our Consulting Masters YouTube channel. There is so much stuff over there. You can even watch webinars with first interview simulation, second or final interview simulation. You can watch webinars on market sizing cases. You can watch webinars on profitability cases. You can watch webinars on M&A cases, so different types of cases. You can watch webinars on BCG case, on McKinsey case, on Hollenberger case, on Kearney case, whatsoever. So there is so much stuff over there. Feel free to simply subscribe and to use all of that, or again, just purchase the easier way to get a subtractive knowledge of it would be probably to refer to one of our courses, or to speak with Anton and book a free slot with him, so that you can discuss your specific situation and the next step. So if we are having different types of cases, well, at the beginning, you might be thinking, oh, Jesus, I'm so overwhelmed. I have no idea what's the case is about. If you have time, you can, of course, read a book about it. You can read, I don't know, something of the classics. There are hundreds of books over there. But the thing is, I'll be very honest with you, they are useless. That's my humble opinion. It's just the waste of time. If you are reading books, because yes, they can give you some comments. Yes, they can give you a brief overview, but they still don't help you in practicing, in actually applying the skill. Of course, you need sort of theoretical knowledge. So, of course, you need to, first of all, understand what is the business case. Secondly, understand how does it look like? What are the process stages? By the way, in several webinars of ours, you can, for example, refer to other webinars, and you can see how does the business case interview being conducted, because there are certain roles and certain process that the interviewer and that the candidate is following. There are 5 steps in that. If you want to find out more details, feel free to go to other YouTube videos on Consulting Masters, and you will see. I trust you. If you watch another 3 webinars about case cracking on our channel, you will always see some commonalities in my behavior. If I'm giving an interview to one of the candidates doesn't matter what is the case, doesn't matter the topic, whatever the company is, we always follow the similar process, always. And you see, Hassan is knocking, he's agreeing because he has been through that already for 2 rounds. So yeah, that's how it is. So therefore, you need to understand what is the case, what is the process that they are following, how should I prepare myself? Given the knowledge of all those cases, what are the typical structures that could be used? And here, if I can give you just one tip about the case, it's please make sure that you don't use the frameworks from the books, because it's absolutely right. So Porter's 5 forces will not gonna help you, or 4 P's or 4 C's or I don't know 3X whatsoever. It's not really helpful. You need to combine, like there is a specific problem and you need to combine some elements into one food. You can compare this with cooking. So in order to cook a salad, I need a few ingredients. So I need to take ingredients from different concepts and build them in one. And remember another thing. I, as an interviewer, I'm always assessing you. I'm always assessing you. I'm assessing how do you communicate? How do you structure? How is your critical thinking? How are your analytical skills? But first of all, how is your communication? Are you able to lead the discussion? Or you are helpless and you want me to lead the discussion? If I'm leading the discussion, you are already gone. You can already enjoy the coffee, enjoy some small food that you have in the room, or if it's just, if it's just your home office, then enjoy whatever you have to drink. Because then the interview will not be that very long. So you always need to drive the discussion, and you need to drive it to the logical conclusion. So you need to be in this attacking mode, always trying to attack problems from different angles. Again, how to train it? So it's not only, of course, at the very beginning, you need to understand theoretical concepts, but then it is way more important on how do you apply it. For this, you always need a counterpart. At the very beginning, it could be your student, your roommate, your, I don't know, your friend, so someone from family, friends and fools, so to say. But the problem is that whenever you become advanced, in order to become really advanced, you need to start to train with experts. Because the problem with your friends is they haven't been working in consulting for any single day. They haven't conducted any interview. They have not selected any single candidate. So they don't know the real aspects, and they cannot stress you that much as it happens in the real interview. Right, Hassan? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one of the limitations. So therefore, they will not be able to give you good feedback, because they will either, first of all, they don't know what kind of feedback to give you, because they don't know their requirements, what is expected, what their recruiters are looking in the candidates. And secondly, they still have some personal ties with you, so they don't want to harm you as well. And therefore, it's really what I will do. In order to become advanced, I will first of all set the proper base. So understand about all of this. You can start with watching other webinars on our website. Then, in order to build a very good theoretical fundamentals and to get ready for yourself, go and take the interview preparation course that we offer, start practicing with the peers, and then come and polish your skills with real experts like me or other members of our team, because then we will help you to explain what are the expectations, and we will simulate the real interview experience. Like Hassan is having his partner interview tomorrow. If it was on the other day, we could probably have played with him the game when I was playing the partner and he was playing himself, and he could get the ultimate training of what he can expect whenever he or she meets the partner. So it really makes the difference. Again, one thing, if we have 100 people in this webinar sitting, all of them apply, 90 will not even get selected. 90 will not even get invited to an interview. So 10 lucky ones will get invited. Hassan and probably 1 or 2 other guys will pass to the final interview round with the partner, but then only 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 10. So at the very end, there will be only 1 person out of 100 who will get the job offer. And that's why, Hassan, we again keep the fingers crossed that it will be you.
I'm getting nervous.
No, you are already flying, so I wish you best of luck, basically.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So, guys, do you have any questions regarding case part before we move to the last one? Any hands raised or anything?
I would just like to ask something, but it's not about the case because I have to go. But I would like to ask about, like, if I want to start the job in January, when should I apply to the role?
Which geography, Isabel?
Sorry, could you please?
In which geography are you, Isabel? Are you
I'm in
Europe
Paris.
or? Sorry?
Yeah, I'm in Paris.
In Paris. You would probably apply either soon, now in February. I would say a window of opportunity for you to apply is in February till end of April. You
Okay.
need to apply, then your interviews will happen in summer, and then it will be basically decided who is in the January intake. So watch out the deadlines and get ready to that. So work on your CV, cover letter, and start working on networking, because not only you, but a few more people would like to work in Paris.
Sure. Yes, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're living, I think it would be also very interesting for many of you. Next week, on next Wednesday, we are also going to have another webinar, which will be dedicated to a topic. It's a surprise topic for you, how to become a superstar consultant. What it really takes to not only survive in that tough and interesting industry, but also to thrive and to reach the tops, basically. So feel free to visit our website and keep in touch with the team, and also, all of you watching this video, subscribe to the channel to keep updated, and thanks for participating. And with everyone else, we can continue with this topic.
Thank you.
All right, good. So any other questions, Nika? Or okay, it was just the hands up. Okay, I see here a few comments. Stefan mostly for very informational. Please connect with me on LinkedIn if you are within the US or UK. Thank you, Andre. Okay, guys, by the way, now Anton will also, or Anastasia will share my information about my social networks, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. Feel free to get in touch with me and connect or follow me or Consulting Masters if you want to keep in touch and follow the content. So then another comment, any specific suggestion for a fresher like me who is willing to get the job in MNC like EY, Walmart, and McKinsey? Whoever has the nickname of Samsung SM model name, please speak. Otherwise, I don't really understand your question. Okay. Thank you very much for this insightful session from Mudassir. I will be in touch. Okay, very good. Yeah, Anton shared the link to our website, Consulting Masters. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, guys, or social media. And by the way, if you really like the content of this webinar, I would be very happy if you could leave your comments under this video or put a like or even dislike if you hate it. I don't mind at all. Thanks for every feedback. Appreciate it, and of course share it with your friends whoever might be interested in consulting as well. And by the way, if you are ready and if you are really serious about consulting, because I know it might sound scary a little bit, I try to make it scary for you today, but guys, next week we can actually talk about how great this profession could be, because I'm so thankful to my experience in consulting. It helped me really, really very much. I mean, I've been traveling the world. I completed 30 projects. It's like in 6 years, I gathered so much experience that probably other ordinary people will not see in their entire life. Yeah. I would say it was also very rewarding financially, and it was great experience. And I'm now entrepreneur, and it's my huge privilege. And I'm extremely grateful that I can share all this knowledge with you guys. Yeah, Niha.
So this might be a stupid question, but since I am here, I have been connecting with a lot of consultants, and what I've heard about the entire industry is like it's very intensive, very demanding. So how many hours do you spend on a regular work day?
12 to 14 every day. So it means that if you are working for a small boutique consulting firm, it's probably 10 to 12 hours. If you are working for very prestigious consulting firm like McKinsey or Roland Berger or Bain or BCG or I don't know, Kearney, then it might get 12 to 14 hours. I would say the worst that I used to have was I only had 1 day off in a month, but it was an absolute exception. But the best was also that I made it few times that in the afternoon after 2 or 3 p.m. I went out of the office and went to the gym or went to the swimming pool or simply having fun. It happened to me a few times, but the regular working hours is basically, I would say, between 8 and 8 or 9 and 9 a.m.
Okay, and the weekends are also like they catch you on the weekends as well?
Weekends usually should be free, but sometimes there are exceptions. Yeah, so it's still a very demanding job, and now as people are basically spending quite a lot of time in the home office, or at least during the pandemic, the problem was that you was not traveling, not visiting the hotels and the clients everywhere. So yeah, on the one hand, you become flexible. You could have gone more time to gym or fitness, but on the other hand, you also need to be available and online and whatsoever. So we can talk about all of this in more details during the next webinar on next Wednesday. Feel free to register to the same website. By the way, Anastasia, can you maybe share the link with the registration to the webinars so that it's easier for guys to register for the next event? Okay, yeah, now let's just quickly move on. I still want to finish it. So regarding the cases, please plan accordingly. Again, you first of all need to take seriously your theoretical path, then start preparing it for yeah, start basically practicing, and then the final polishing, ideally with experts, to maximize your chances. And this could be like really different. If you were asking me like how many sessions you would need, some need 8 sessions, others need 20 sessions. It's always individual. It depends on your level. And for some of the people, we actually we do a very, very comprehensive, what we call VIP program. It's basically where we go hand in hand with you, especially if you are a fresher. We are taking you from this fresher situation within 3 to 4 months of hard work on both sides. We can help you to get yourself to the offer. And those offers are extremely rewarding, because if you are talking about, if you ask me what are the average salaries, they could go, let's say, in Central Europe or in the Middle East, to from high 5-digit numbers to low 6-digit numbers. So if we're talking about UK, I think the lowest that we got into consulting was, I think, 50 or 60K British pounds, but that was a bachelor analyst, so very low position. And for MBA, it's already over than 100K. In the Middle East, where you have no taxes, it might go up to, for one MBA student, we helped him to get 220,000 USD salary, including bonuses. So in 5 years, he will earn his first million if he makes it. If he survives the 5 years, he will earn his first million tax-free, absolutely tax-free. And the highest signing bonus, which you can take as an MBA one-time extra, is regularly 20-30K, but we helped our guy to negotiate. This is also something that we provide as part of our services. And he negotiated 60K of signing bonus. It's like almost one annual salary just for making a signature in the right place. So yeah, it's very, very lucrative. And you can also get promotions very fast. I mean, what I achieved in 3 years, other people achieve in 7 years. When I went out from consulting, I was the youngest senior manager in my new company. And like all my other peers were 5 to 7 years older than me. That's also something. So it has, yeah, there are good reasons why so many people want to get into consulting. Okay, so just to sum up, the better you are prepared, the higher the chances you have. I mean, just again to repeat, 6 to 8 interviews should be passed. And for this, you also need to train your emotional resilience, because it's not enough to pass just one interview. You should pass and clear all 6 to 8 of them. And in order to do so, it's just practice, 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 practice. And if you have any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer them right now. I'm also just sharing quickly some of the slides or the presentation. I hope you can see it. So feel free to follow us in the links that you might be seeing. And yeah, feel free to contact this great guy, Anta, in the links. And yeah, I think subscribe to our YouTube channel, put it a like or put it a dislike if you hate the comment for whatever the reason. Share with your friends, and yeah, also come, feel free to come to become a superstar consultant next week on Wednesday. And I think that there is a hand being raised. Happy to answer your questions.
Hello.
So Nicoletta, maybe you could turn on your camera and briefly introduce yourself.
I'm sorry, I cannot turn on my camera, but nice to meet you. I'm Nicoletta. I'm applying to consulting now. I'm a primary care physician and I'm finishing my MBA and graduating in May. So I'm already preparing. And I wanted to ask you about the expert roles, because I'm applying for expert roles at different consulting firms. And do you have any idea if the cases are oriented just to your expertise, or do you do the same cases as a generalist consultant?
You would do, let's say, 60% up to 80%. Yeah, 60–70% of the cases will be dedicated to your expert role, and the rest, so 30 to 40% of the cases will be dedicated to other areas, simply to test your mental abilities.
Okay, perfect.
But
Thank you.
You need to take it really seriously. So I don't know, what's your area of expertise?
I'm a primary care physician.
And what is the practice group that you are looking for?
It's the preferred professional items, preferred physician items at McKinsey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's say out of 8 interviews,
It's within the shape practice.
hmm?
It's within the shape practice.
Okay, yeah, so probably I would say 5 interviews will be on your core topic, 3 interviews will be on other topic. That's what you can expect.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Good luck, and feel free to reach out whenever the suitable time comes for you. Good. Any more questions? Okay, so I see that we have probably ended up here. So I would like to say a huge thanks to everyone who participated, and yeah, thanks for being with us. First of all, Hassan, good luck to you tomorrow. you will make it. Come back with an offer and tell us on the next webinar how was it. Share your experience, and we will help you to become a superstar consultant. And everyone else, I would like to say thank you for being with us. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. How did you like this comment, and how did you like this webinar? I would extremely appreciate if you could also write in your comments what exactly have you learned, how was it helpful for you, and what are your actions right now. Feel free to subscribe and follow us on YouTube or other social media, as well as get in touch with Anton, or visit our website and take one of the best courses suitable for you, and reach out to our team if you are really taking consulting serious enough. All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And have a good night. See you next Wednesday.
Yeah, I have one last quick question.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Sorry, really sorry for this, but first of all, thanks a lot for the insightful presentation. It was just amazing. So I have the question, let's say I have over 9 years of experience in the energy sector. So most of my years I worked in oil and gas sector, followed by nuclear industry. So what kind of roles in the consulting industry I should focus on?
The quick question would be probably something related to the industry that you've been working at. So we used to help other people from India with similar background like yours, so oil and gas, and they transferred, for example, to the Middle East or in India, in oil and gas or energy sector. That would be probably the shortcut. If you want, or if anyone else has some specific question, I would strongly recommend you to book a call with Anton. Anton, just duplicate the link one more time in the chat, and you guys can follow the Calendly link of Anton and find the suitable slot to discuss your specific situation and the way how we can help you to get into consulting, which should be the necessary steps, and how does the whole process and our support look like, and of course any questions on whatever you might be having will be answered also over there. So Preet, I hope it helps.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you.
All right, then thank you very much for staying with us until that very moment. I'm very much delighted. I think it was a great conversation. So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, register yourself to the next webinar to be on our Zoom also with us. And yeah, I hope to see you very, very soon, and wishing you all the very, very best.